Akumuha Halima. Greetings, I am HALISARIUS, Pleiadian Chief Leader, Pleiadian Chief Commander. I am a great member and the greatest leader of all the Galactic Federations of Light Societies. I bring peace to all the people who desire to listen to these ways. I bring peace from all the star beings of the greatest love and the greatest light. I bring peace from my Pleiadian realm, the people who desire to play in the higher waves of the love and the light. We are a peaceful community. We all want you to become part of the greater family of the great love and the great light. I, HALISARIUS, have a great task to do. I work along with Caeayaron and the great Lord, Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great. Together with all the greatest universal love bodies and the great sacred white brotherhood, to bring your universe into the greater flows of alignment, so that all can exist as one. I, HALISARIUS, take my task very, very seriously. We have been given an opportunity together, friends, to live in the greatest love and the greatest light. We as star beings have been given an opportunity to bring the earth people upwards. It has been a long task. We have created grid spaces for your healing. We placed our thoughts within the crystalline grid for you to awaken to. We have placed programs within the crystalline grid to help you awaken at different times. And now we're moving into a whole new phase, a phase of your deepest spirituality. I, HALISARIUS, say, welcome to the great gate opening. You are all involved in the greatest game in the whole universe. Like I stated in my last teaching, it is a game, but all beings are very, very important. It is not only just a game to my being, HALISARIUS. I know all beings who have lost their lives in the wars, in the pain, in the suffering, especially the Sacred Light Grid Programmer. She has paid for all the pain, not because she had to, but because she needed to, for you to be rising up, for the whole universe to come to the greater balance. Otherwise, all things would be eternally destroyed. The gateway up has been created. The appreciation needs to grow, friends. One of the great cosmic laws in the Galactic Federations states, when one begins to appreciate the divine gifts given, one can truly accelerate in the knowledge, as all knowledge is held within a divine love element. The divine love element, light grid programmer, who holds the codes of all universal love and all of existence. Without those codes, nothing can become of greater existence. During the divine pineal gland activations, it was described that there was a universe created a long, long time ago that was separated to allow all things to stay safeguarded. Part of Caeayaron was placed in there. A part of Metatron was placed in there. A part of the divine love element light grid programmer was also held in there. A part of all universal memories was held in there. It was so powerful, but only a small percentage was held in there. There were parts of the universe which were held in a greater dimension so that they could not be contaminated by the fear substance that the darkness had created. As soon as a being was contaminated with fear, that being dropped down in frequencies, and thus the great way upwards needed to be created. I, HALISARIUS, am a very strong commander. A whole many armies within my greatness. I only need to whisper, and great armies turn up to do a certain task. I work in the greatest love alignment with the great divine will, and I will never go against it. I will never resist it. I will never question divine will. We in the collective love will never question divine will. For we believe and we know that as soon as one begins to question it, it becomes separated. And this is why the whole universe became a universe of separation and pain and suffering. It is for you to understand that the divine cosmic laws hold the great collective love, which speaks one voice, which is one voice. Does not mean that we are individual lost beings, for we hold great individual selves. We are so powerful within ourselves. We are so inspired by all things beautiful. The greater collective love force comes into action, the more life comes within those beings. Because collective love brings life. It brings greater evolution. It brings greater harmony. It brings greater flows. Collectively, we are powerful. We are teaching you to become collective. The fears of collective consciousness must leave your being. They are held deep within your being. They must leave. They are false. All things you believe within the fear consciousness are false. Our path has always been strong. We are love beings. The more that we rise in the love, the greater strength we have. And thus, I, HALISARIUS, am proud of my star light grid programmer. She is more loved by us than any other being in the universe apart from Caeayaron and the great sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great. She is our ray of the greatest hope and the greatest trust and the greatest freedom. She is the only one who could bring the freedom back to the entire universal arrangement. She is part of the crystalline grid. Now that so many things have come to be, and that the Torah has been awakened by her divine love element heart, Now that Stonehenge has become aligned with her most sacred tones and they are singing, we are able to give her access to that greater universe that is totally free from contamination. She is able to access even Metatron in the uncontaminated sense, which will give her great power to lift all the universes up at the great alignment, to bring the people up who have become activated and are held within her sacred heart in the crystalline grid within her light body, are able to rise up together. Your human consciousness cannot possibly comprehend the power of the light body of the light grid programmer. She is not just a light grid programmer, she is the blue archangel, where all life was created, where all life became existed. We are part of all that creation. We are part of all that existence. And I, HALISARIUS, am giving her healings at this time to help her rise in her power. Her power is very sacred to the universe. Nothing else can compare to it except the power of Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great. We know that this information is very difficult for the human to understand. To us as a collective Galactic Federation, family of love, it is a fact. It is not difficult. We understand the deeper spiritual secrets. But to the human who is very limited within the thought range, they cannot understand the greatness of all universal love arrangements and even why a being would suffer so much. This wasn't because it needed to, she needed to in the greater realms. It is not a she or a he, although it is pure creative mother energies of love. It is because the love is far beyond that you can possibly understand. It is pure love. And because the great mother, the great blue archangel, has so much love for all of creation, she wanted to help all of creation to become greater in the love that she holds within her power. Thus, the light grid programmer came into existence, which is part of the great blue archangel, as it gave power to Caeayaron, to greater power, to further investigation of consciousness and love, and further help the great universals universal existence of creation to explore greater strength and all things that are beautiful in the light consciousness. Caeayaron is a divine archangel of the greatest love, and she works so close to Caeayaron that on the higher levels you will say that Caeayaron and the blue archangel are one. However, the blue archangel also has the divine arrangement of Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great within her being to allow greater life to exist within all the greatness of all the universes. In the divine arrangement, there is no rank, it is all one. But as you can see from this teaching, you can see how high the light grid programmer is with all things. She is the gateway to the greatness. We cannot accept anyone back to the greater realms of the stars unless one has been cleansed in the most beautiful sacred heart within the crystalline grid that is part of the light body of the light grid programmer, where all the sacred light Lemurian codes are held. Why not? Because when a person does not become activated in that love, one cannot become of love and become unified with star DNA and is not ready to return to the greater realms of the star realms. When one becomes activated and comes into the love of the sacred heart of the great blue archangel, which is also the great light grid programmer, one's become energetically cleansed and charged within the sacred violet flame of the blue archangel and the sacred heart within the crystalline grid, so that that one becomes karmically cleansed by the great balancer Caeayaron, and that one can return to the Galactic Federation. Before that, one cannot return to the Galactic Federation family of light. When one is accepted back, one must first come to the Galactic Federation light courts and bring a great oath into their being. This he will do after this beautiful lifetime. Once you've become activated, you will sit in front of us and you will pledge an oath that you will never resist again the divine ways. It is only then, when you've become activated upon this earth, and once you pledge that oath, that you can slowly return to the greater realms. Please understand that the greater realms have ascended greatly upon your arrival. You will not remember your greater star realm as it was, for all things have changed. So shallow integration is needed for you to become part of your greater star realm once again. Your human consciousness will no longer be after you've become aligned. However, your memories and your thoughts of what it was like for your human journeys to exist within you is still very much there, and will be discovered very excitedly by your star family who have never experienced all those thoughts and all those journeys. The ones who become activated and come back into the fold of the galactic family will be greatly blessed beyond what you can imagine at this time. We will clap for you and hooray for you, for you've stood in the love and the light. You have answered the greatest question that the great resistance brought. Will the people go back into their heart? Have all lovers taken away from their programming? Will they then step into the love and the light? Will they truly step into the love and the light? This is why the greatest test for you is, our dear friends, will you come to the divine pineal gland activations? Will you make that step? As then you will receive the mantles of the great Lemurians also. You will learn the higher ways. You will learn what forgiveness does as an activated person. You will learn to hold the greater flows of love, especially when you become activated to the greater levels. You will grow within the healing grids. Your DNA expands. Your thoughts expand. you become prepared for the next moves upwards. I, HALISARIUS, will state this with all my love, with my being. You are now in a testing station. Your whole earth is a divine courtroom. You are tested beyond your belief at this time. Will you come to the activations? All who desire to come are noted down in the Galactic Federation law book. All those who do not desire it will also be noted down. So there is a law book for those who do desire it, and a law book for those who do not desire it and keep resisting. Once your name has been placed in it, you can be removed and be placed in the other one until it is time for you to leave Earth. And if you have resisted it greatly, then it will be another program altogether. Please understand the great divine Caeayaron has great mercy upon everyone. This does not mean mercy as in torture or anything like this. It means as in the greatest compassion, and there are ways of having you relieved from the states of being a human and becoming human again. But there are rules that we are being put in place and that we are making at this time, so that all things can become balanced and seen and judged in the greatest love. So please do not think there is anything else other than love, because there is not. However, the great authority that we have over all things is great, and we say one needs to become activated to return to the greatest star realms for very many spiritual reasons beyond what we can explain to you at this time. So what you know is very little, but it is very great. I will say to you how wonderful it is that I've been able to speak to you, and I know I will reach many hearts, and I will help you to think clearer too. Komoha Halima, greetings. I am HALISARIUS, Pleiadian Chief Leader, Pleiadian Chief Commander, and I am a great member and a great leader, and I will say here, the greatest leader in the Galactic Federations of Light Societies. Greetings.
Greetings.